I've lost my third job in the past 4 months. So I got fired today, and I was explaining that I lost it because of TicToK.
But don't let this app get you fired. Do not let this app cost you a bag.
So should you be able to be fired for your social media posts? Let's talk about it as somebody that's on social media 24/7. There are rules to this stuff, both written and unwritten. Let's talk about it. Let's get right into this. This is going to be great. There's some really good videos out there.
I just got fired from my job because a coworker told the owner that I was making a TikTok. Mind you, this is like the second time I ever worked with this dude, right? So last Friday, we was at a client's house. You know, we bringing stuff in out the truck. We had contractors there. They had to cut out some brick and some tile before we can even get started on the install. So after we finished bringing all the stuff in, we just sitting around because we got to wait for them to finish. So I went to the van, about to start making the TikTok. I pulled my phone out, hit the record button. He hit the corner. I'm like, hey, bro, you messing on my TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Joking and shit. And he was like, bro, you making a TikTok? I was like, yeah, I'm finna knock one out real quick. He was like, bro, this is your full-time job. Like, well, you should be making TikToks. I'm like, bro, we not doing nothing. And I make money off here. So this is like a part-time job. I'm like, it take 2 minutes. He was like, I'm all right. After that conversation, I was like, okay, I know what type of dude this is. He pissed off. You know what I'm saying? And you can see it. He trying to play it off, but he making remarks like, you know, next week, you know, Rand will be out here, or Rand the shades expert now, knowing well he finna go to the owner and tell him to fire my ass. 'Cause apparently I'm like the 8th person this dude that got fired. Like, he don't even work out here. He work out in Florida, but he was only back in Louisiana for a week to help with some shit off for the holidays or whatever. The owner was like, hey man, we need to talk. I've been hearing like you've been on your phone all day, you make TikToks all day, work not getting done, so we're just gonna go ahead and part ways. I was like, bro, I don't be on my phone all day. I was like, if I make a TikTok, I make a TikTok in downtime. He was like, well, we usually don't have downtime. I said, we got plenty of downtime. I was like, but you know what, man, it is what it is. I just wanted to clarify that shit. I want you just going off of what he told you. And also, somebody else fell through the roof that same day. They also got fired too.
What do you think of that? Comment down below. Should you not? I want to hear your opinions, because this is getting to be part of our society now where, one, when you look around, all your workers are on their phone. And two, they promote safety hazards. And three, most of these jobs are at-will fire jobs. Not an HR expert, but it seems like people think that you're entitled to not get fired for making social media posts. One, your coworkers, if you have success and make money in social media, will be very jealous. And they will be the one that'll tell on you, whether you're in the right or in the wrong. You know, you might just post on your off time, like after work or before work, and that should be your personal time. But I will say this, if it affects the company in any way or creates any bad light to the company or shows things that are proprietary or whatnot, it's not going to fly. As a real estate agent, most of my marketing is my social media. So making social media is a way of marketing your business. And a lot of real estate companies won't let you do it. You have to have a broker or a company that wants to be seen. And you have to do it in a professional / light manner. You can't do bad stuff. I mean, you can't do bad stuff in any business. You know, you can't talk bad about your employer. And, you know, a lot of these, that's what they're doing.
I've lost my third job in the past 4 months. So I got fired today, and I was explaining that I lost it because of TikTok. But
hold up. If you've lost 3-4 jobs recently because of your TikTok, if your TikTok is not making more money than your job, you should probably stop TikTok or become a full-time creator.
My thing is, they were saying that, like, oh, you posted these things about your job and, like, kind of, like, talking bad about my character, saying that I would talk trash about the company. And I'm like, I would never talk trash about the company on my social media platform. I would never talk trash about anyone. I tell situations that happen and ask if other people are going through it, because I feel like my platform is somewhere where I just want to communicate with people. And if they feel this way, like, awesome. Like, I talked about being lost in my job and feeling like I'm going to be 31. It has nothing to do about my job, but it's about, like, do I have passion here? Do I not? And I'm just trying to say, like, I'm feeling sad today. Like, has anyone ever felt this way? Again, not talking bad about the job. And they did say, they were like, we lost trust in you because you posted during the day and you were posting TikToks. And I'm like, I make 3 videos. I post 3 videos a day. And I always make sure I do it in the morning. And I make sure I create my content in the morning or at night. And, like, the things that I post is, like, me going to dinner or me going out to foodie events and stuff like that. I'm like, do you really think I'm doing that right now? So Like, I'm so confused. But yeah, so they let me go because I said I was talking bad about the company on my TikTok platform, which I would, again, never do. I love talking about like situations because it's so funny. We're all working right now and we're all just.
I've ran into many situations where people around me where they just didn't like me because of my social media and they were jealous of it, and they would just do things to try to create problems for you because they don't like it because they can't do it. One thing I don't understand with these people is why not go into an area where you can sell big items from your TikTok or make a business from your TikTok that will overshadow your regular job. There's way more money with somebody like this selling a large item like real estate or yachts or selling a product or selling a whatever than to worry about their posting. You either have to be all in or all out, or this is just a side gig and you're not worried about it going anywhere. But at some point when people are really seeing something, you're going to have a problem with your employer if they don't like it from the get. Like if you're in the Army, it's probably not happening. If you're in any type of large corporate America, not happening, especially if it's around the office. If you're in a hospital or anything like that, that it can be deemed unethical or unbecoming, you'll have these issues.
Put on leave today and then called in to my employer at the end of the day to get fired for the reasons being that my TikTok account is public and that the content is considered against policy guidelines. What those guidelines are, don't ask me. I will just say it really fucking sucks because I've poured my heart into those kids over the last 2 years. I've never been written up and I've actually only got performance bonuses and raises during those 2 years. I think it's really fucked up in this world that one, teachers don't make any money. Two, we have to be one-dimensional humans. We're not allowed to exist as a woman, as a free thinker, or a TikToker, or anything outside of being an educator. And we are not one-dimensional people. Our job is hard, and it's a thankless job, and now I don't have one. But I'm hoping that this is God just pushing me in the right direction. So if you're not following me already, fired teacher, go ahead and follow.
Yeah, I can see that. If you're a teacher, you're doing it around kids, the kids are watching it, it becomes an issue, probably can't do it. And it is sad that teachers don't get paid enough to where they can just focus on one thing, but you can't do that. When I was seeking an employer as an agent, a real estate agent, the first thing I said is I have this YouTube channel, I create content, are you okay with that? That's number one. And number two, it will help my business X, Y, and Z, or help this brokerage X, Y, and Z, and they're okay with that. As long as I go by the rules of, having a license. And you have to do that with your employer because eventually they're going to find out. And they're having, whether it's OnlyFans, TikTok, whatever, they're going to find out. Probably because they're watching it. But you got to be very careful.
So I got fired from GameStop for TikTok. For my TikToks. Oh my god, I'm dying. Yeah, my DM came, set up his computer, and was like, hey, can you come in the back? And I'm like, oh god, am I in trouble? He's like, just come in the back. I'm like, oh fuck. And there's this white lady, this white HR lady's like, do you have any idea why we want to talk to you? And I'm like, no. And I'm like, but I'm scared. She goes, oh, you should be scared. And then she's like, do you do anything at work? I'm like, I make TikToks. She's like, oh, and blah, 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 blah. I'll get to this in a second. Basically, don't be scared, but you're fired. Basically, they didn't like that I was disparaging certain products, like calling things stupid. They didn't like that I was making fun of certain customers, and they didn't like that I showed the safe in one video a bit back with stickers. Apparently that's a safety hazard. There was no comment on, that I talk about warranties, pro, trade, price matching, any of that. There's none of that. No, it's just, here's how you fuck up. I'm sorry. I have one shift left. It was on Friday. They're like, you're terminated immediately. Give your keys. Like, holy shit. Anyone who works at GameStop knows that there are some stores who do some very sketchy, illegal shit.
What do you think about that? They seem like it's like not a big deal. It's funny. It's not serious. Like the entitlement of some of these videos. And it's like, well, if you're really, you would know who these people are if they were really successful on social media. And I just wonder, like, how much is TikTok paying them? I mean, if it's like YouTube, you know, if you've got 100,000 plus subscribers, you can make a living on YouTube. And it's like, I mean, you can make a pretty good living on YouTube. I know guys making a lot of money on YouTube. But these TikTokers, are they making that much money? And like, I would think they would have a business around it. She wouldn't be working at GameStop if she was really successful on TikTok. That's why you see most of them turn into high-end sales off of their social media, or a lead generator, or a lead funnel, or some type of click factory, or some way of monetizing. Because at some point it becomes a business, and you have to determine when it becomes a business.
Don't let this app get you fired. Do not let this app cost you a bag. Don't let this app cost you your health insurance. Some of y'all's takes, some of y'all's commentary is getting out of pocket, okay? It's getting out of pocket. Now, I love it. I'll watch it. I'll like it. And I'll put the little detective emoji, the little girl behind the laptop emoji in the comments, because I'm going to support you. But some of y'all getting a little too out there with the comments and the takes and all of that stuff. And of the 170 million active users on this app, I guarantee you your coworkers is your ops, all right? They not your friends. They your ops. They are screen recording, screen grabbing, screenshotting, all the things. And companies are finding ways to let people go, okay? We in for a long, bumpy ride in 2025, okay? So y'all need to tighten up.
Here's the lowdown to this, okay? When you are starting, or you get some lift off on social media, you have to be fully aware that you're going to take it on the chin if somebody doesn't like it. And you never know who doesn't like it. Some support it, some don't. And you have to say, the time is ticking to where one day I have to be willing to leave this job if this is something I truly want to do on social media. I've seen many creators come and go in social media, and it can be a rough road. I've seen people that were cops. I've seen people that were, highway patrols, teachers, all kinds of stuff blow up on social media and create humongous careers out of social media, especially on YouTube. And you got to be willing that when it becomes an issue, you're willing to part ways with your regular job or with social media. Sometimes you have to make a choice. Like many careers in law enforcement, DOD, corporate America won't let you have these things. You got to say, am I willing to do that for this job? Or do I have the skill set? Do I have what it takes to be a comedian or an entertainer or whatever this is? This is all entertainment. Do I have the chops for that? And if so, go for it. And don't listen to people like her that are just saying, oh, you're going to lose your health insurance. Yeah, you'll have to buy your own health insurance as an entrepreneur. Well, the entrepreneur world is tough, but it also can be really great, and you can create some awesome stuff, and you can change lives, and you can go on great adventures. What are you willing to do? Don't let anybody keep you down from your dream, but at the same time, you've got to know what you're playing with. And most of these companies can let you go at will. So what do you think? Comments down below. Right, wrong? We'll all learn from it in the comments section. Are you a creator that just got let go? If so, double down. I was in business school when my master's MBA, when this channel popped off, and I made a decision in year 2 of an MBA. You know what? I'm gonna go to the real world in business. See business school later, because it was stupid. It was not correlated to the business world at all as an entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur, don't go to business school. Go start a business, and you will learn light years more starting a business and doing social media and building a business and a brand around it than you ever will from some old business professors. That's all I got. See you guys later.